The fluctuations caused by the recent abnormal particle event at the deep space tunnel's entrance have reached a level never seen before in history. Meanwhile, the metaflux index in various parts of Lincoln City continues to rise. Several Wanderer attacks have already been reported today. Experts are still debating whether this burst of metaflux is caused by the particle event.
A deafening explosion cuts off the newscaster, and an abandoned building collapses with a loud crash. A figure steps out of the flames, slicing through the dust and debris with the light blade he's wielding. His expression is calm, impassive.
Cut! Perfect! Let's go with this. The machine can be turned off for now. We'll start shooting the actual scene in 10 minutes.
Hi, yes, can we actually have that light warmer
machine
for that one
generated
particular
vacuum
scene?
hologram
Yes, and
dissipated
also,
at
where
once,
is our extra
revealing
number
a
2?
realistic
Their
scene
lunch break should
of
be over
utter
by now.
devastation.
Can you go find them?
The crew members, while busy, move around in an orderly manner. The director, as energetic as ever, is discussing the scene with the leading actor.
You just need to do what Mr. Xavier did during filming. Pay attention to your pose when swinging the sword.
Well done, Mr. Xavier. Grinning, I cheerfully toss a bottle of water to the man as he approaches me. That scene was so cool, I bet it will be even more thrilling when we see it in the theaters.
Aren't you sick of it? You watched it countless times already on set.
I'm actually planning on seeing the scene multiple times once it's out. Don't you want to watch the movie you've contributed it to on the big screen?
Not really. There are so many hunters in the association. Why did they choose me as the consultant?
Because you're the only hunter who's extremely skilled and most readily available.
Says who? I have lots of things to do.
Like?
Protecting the shrub on my balcony. Puffball has been using it as a trampoline. It's about to die.
It's okay, I can head back right now to take care of it.
You can't. You need to stay here.
Why? You're the consultant, not me.
Aren't we partners? Shouldn't we work and move together as one?
With an honest gaze, he reaches out and blocks my phone camera's lens.
You've been taking pictures nonstop. What for?
You rarely get to wear clothes of a different style. It'll be a waste not to take a bunch of pictures as mementos, right? I dodge his hand and rapidly press the shutter button multiple times. A hint of embarrassment appears on the once indifferent face on my phone screen.
I take back what I said earlier. You're not here as my partner. You're just here to enjoy the show.
How so? I'm here to watch and learn. I flick the tassel hanging from his waist. The metallic ornament shines brightly under the sun. I heard the crew went to great lengths to collect the rare few existing videos of Lumiere to recreate this outfit. Don't you think it counts as valuable historical material?
You're making it sound like he's old enough to be displayed in a museum. You're quite enthusiastic when it comes to this topic, huh?
Of course. I glance at the set. In the distance, the sight of the ruins instantly triggers certain scenes in my memory. I know that even if I meet him, I might not get the answer I'm looking for. After all, he saved so many people. Even if he actually did rescue me, I doubt he remembers. But I'd still like to know if that beam of light that saved me 14 years ago was really him.
I'm sure he remembers.
I immediately look up, but Xavier quickly adds,
At least, that's what I think.
Xavier, don't you seem to be interested in Lumiere? He's our famous predecessor in the hunter industry. Aren't you curious about him? I purposely hold my phone camera closer to Xavier's face. Was the Lumiere from 14 years ago wearing the same clothes as you, saving Lincoln's citizens one by one? His gaze doesn't waver for even a moment, despite my questions. His eyes are like dark blue lakes, looking directly into mine through the lens.
Who knows? Though the crew definitely gave him a stylish outfit.
Is that all you have to say? On my phone screen, Xavier lowers his gaze as if in deep contemplation.
This fabric is made from a special material. It should be fine if someone wore it into battle.
Is this guy pretending to be clueless, or is he actually clueless?
Mr. Xavier?
A staff member rushes over. There goes my chance to ask any more questions.
Mr. Xavier, the assistant director would like for you to come up with a cool entrance pose for the leading actor's next scene. We'd like you to enter by dropping down from the sky in an amazing and awe-inspiring way. Can you do it?
Yeah,
I'll get the wires ready then.
I don't really need...
I quickly yank the belt around Xavier and lower my voice. You're not planning on zipping through the air in front of all these people, are you? You'll end up scaring them. Xavier unconsciously drops his voice half an octave as he quickly corrects himself.
I mean, sure. Thank you.
Could the sudden particle event and increase in Wanderer attacks be the beginning of the apocalypse? Let's hear what the civilians have to say. I just quit my job. Gotta have a blast before Doomsday takes us.
We at BioSun Pharmaceuticals have started an internal charity fund. We'll build 7 aid stations to...
What? An apocalypse? Bring it on. I've lived long enough.
I'm not scared. Lumiere will save us. He'll swoosh in, swoosh, and swoosh, and...
Xavier waves his hand twice, cutting off the noisy news program and switching to some soothing, gentle music. And then nonchalantly continues to ransack Jeremiah's fridge.
The yogurt-flavored one isn't that good. I recommend trying lychee. It's much better. Here's your spoon.
With a darkened expression, Jeremiah watches as he stands nearby.
Hello? I'm right here.
What he received as an answer is an ice cream cup tossed his way. It's the not-so-good yogurt-flavored one. Here, photos of the leading actor signed by the man himself. You won't find them anywhere else. After leaving the set, I remember my promise to bring Jeremiah some autographed photos of the leading actor, so Xavier and I take a detour and visit Philo. Jeremiah takes the envelope containing the photos and starts looking through them excitedly. Are you a fan of this actor or the movie franchise?
I just really like how they portrayed Lumiere.
Jeremiah pulls out a photo and shakes it in front of me.
What do you think of this outfit?
Well, it suits the leading actor. Jeremiah's smile at my answer seems to hold a hidden meaning.
Don't you think it'd look even better on someone else? For example, someone who's actually right in front of... Ouch!
He clutches his forehead in pain, and I notice Xavier is no longer holding his ice cream cup.
Sorry, my hand slipped.
Who were you referring to? The one who'd look better in those clothes?
Zorro.
Huh?
One of Jeremiah's hobbies is reading novels about knights and phantom thieves.
Meeting my puzzled gaze, Jeremiah squeezes out a wan smile.
Yeah, Arsène Lupin's my idol.
Xavier calmly digs into another cup of ice cream while poor Jeremiah stands there distressed. I'm about to pry when I feel a faint vibration on my wrist. It's Jenna. She wants me to return for an emergency meeting.
A meeting?
It's probably related to the abnormal particle event. I have to go now. I rush out of Philo, not having the time to hang out and question the peculiar atmosphere in the flower shop. As the girl's hurried figure disappears around the corner, Jeremiah turns to see Xavier still sitting in the same position.
Well, she's gone now. Why are you still here?
Xavier's phone screen lights up, announcing the arrival of an encrypted message. He simply turns off the screen and gets this last spoonful of ice cream from the bottom of the cup.
Thanks.
What for? It's just an ice cream cup.
I'm also grateful for these.
Xavier flashes a few small weapons in his hand. He vanishes without a trace the very next second.
Xavier, what did you swipe for me this time?
Jeremiah rushes to check his precious belongings, but stops after taking a few steps. He thinks for a bit, then pulls out his phone to call someone.
After 2 consecutive days of heavy rain, today is also a rainy day, and we're still expecting more rainfall in certain areas of the city. Meteorological experts say this is due to the influence of a dense group of rain clouds. The heavy rain is a normal weather phenomenon. We urge everyone not to panic.
As if startled by the thunder, the phone signal stutters for a second or two before continuing to load an endless number of posts. Even with experts taking turns assuring civilians that everything is fine, the continuous rainfall and rampaging wanderers still contribute to the spread of unease.
We started shooting a movie about the apocalypse, and now an actual apocalypse is coming. Did we jinx it? If only Lumiere could appear like he does in the movies. Stop daydreaming. The director said we gotta take advantage of the heavy rain today to finish shooting all the rain scenes.
Hearing the chatter of the crew outside the door, I glance at the raindrops pitter-pattering against the window. Xavier has gone to the film set, insisting I didn't need to get soaked with him. I was left behind in the lounge. With nothing to do, I pull up the data on my watch and go through it while remembering what Jenna said during the meeting.
We need to prevent the Wanderers from attacking. The next few days will be tough for everyone. Alpha Team will be divided into 7 groups, each responsible for a different area. You should be prepared at the first sign of trouble. Allow me to announce your partners for this mission.
I was assigned to Group 4 and soon received notifications of new access and requests to receive data on my watch. The other groups were gradually assigned as well, until there was just one last person left on the list.
Group 7, Xavier.
The only person not present, Xavier, will be in his own group. It's true, Xavier seems to have taken the strangest missions without much protest, but still. Did they want Xavier to act alone because he has to juggle filming at the same time? Or could it be he's been assigned a separate mission? After thinking it over, I realized the latter possibly seems more likely. But given his personality, I doubt I'd get anything out of him even if I asked. Xavier? Soaked to the bone, Xavier trudges in and is followed by a single clap of thunder The ceiling light flickers when he enters, as if from a horror movie. I can't help but giggle, completely ruining the ominous atmosphere. Hey, do you remember that stray kitten in our neighborhood? The one that looked like a wet mop?
The only kitten I remember is the smug-looking one who always seemed to be smirking.
Too drenched to be even annoyed at my comment, Xavier grabs a towel and wipes his face. That won't make you any less wet.
I'm going back into the rain anyway. Should I even bother?
Let's worry about that later. You'll catch a cold. Watching his half-hearted attempts to resist, I push him down onto the couch. Sit. Don't move.
What are you doing?
Let's wipe that dirt off your face, otherwise Lumiere is going to turn into dirtier at this rate.
What dirt? Will this do? Someone's making things up. Why do I feel like there isn't any dirt? Is it gone?
Not yet.
And now?
Even a kitten licking its fur is better than you.
Help me then. I can't see where the dirt is. Yeah, I feel a little better now.
It's slightly wet here, too.
It tickles. I'm not used to wearing this.
Is this earring also one of Lumiere's magical gadgets?
Maybe there's a secret switch. I'll tell you once I find it. You.
Why don't we take this opportunity to see how it looks on you? I've never seen you wear this mask before.
No thanks. I'm confiscating this. It's much too dangerous in your hands. You've got a bit of dirt. Done. Now both these two kittens are clean.
Looking at his damp hair, I can't resist tossing it, forcing him to sway from side to side.
It feels like there's an earthquake.
Yeah, because it'll soon be the end of the world.
Aren't you scared?
Nope. I poke his head. We have Lumiere. He'll show up to save the world.
How are you so sure? Even if he does exist, he might have given up on that identity. Maybe he'd rather be a normal citizen who goes for walks under the sun every day.
You know him pretty well.
Not really.
He raises his eyes that are under his somewhat disheveled bangs.
Are you hoping he'll show up?
If I say yes, will he appear? There's a momentary silence. I scrutinize Xavier's expression, but he merely lowers his gaze and...
It's a little cold.
I let go of the lingering question in my heart and ruffle his hair again with a little bit of force. Then two watches light up simultaneously in red, the color of an emergency.
Incoming mission. Incoming mission. Location, no hunt zone number 21. Wanderer threat level, A and above. Number, calculating. Requesting Group 3 to immediately head to the designated location. Other squad members, please remain on standby and wait for orders.
That's a lot of wanderers. On the map, a large horde of red surrounds no hunt zone number 21. Even the threat level to the north of the Imperial Ring District has gone up. The range of the metaflux fluctuations must be increasing. If Alpha Team can't get this under control, everyone will have to be deployed.
It won't come to that.
Xavier points to the area where the red symbols are the densest on the map.
No Hunt Zone 21 always had frequent metaflux fluctuations. The Association can handle it. They have the experience. Even if the scale of the attack is slightly larger now, it's only a matter of time before they take care of it. Don't worry.
While still doubtful, I nod and steal a glance at the red light on his wrist. What about you? Have you received any mission alerts?
Yeah.
My ears immediately perk up. He's the only member in his team after all. What do you have to do?
I have to act as a proper consultant for filming and not tarnish our reputations as hunters.
I guess it's necessarily to remind you. Dissatisfied, Xavier frowns.
When have I ever tarnished?
Of course you haven't done that, it's just... Sometimes you forget to fasten the wires before performing a stunt, and then there was the time when you accidentally blew up the protocol replica made by the prop artist. And while they were testing out the effects of the explosion scene yesterday, you almost flew in to protect a staff member.
It was just an accident.
The rain's pitter-pattering increase in volume outside. Xavier switches off the mission interface on my watch.
You don't need to be anxious. Who knows? Maybe all your worries will disappear once the rain stops.
Who says I'm worried? Besides, the rain won't be stopping anytime soon.
But look at the clouds. There aren't as many.
I follow his gaze, but all I see is the overcast sky, the clouds still as dense as ever. I think the rainfall will only get heavier. Or do you know something I don't? I stare into Xavier's eyes, but he softly smiles.
Well, I'm pretty good at trivia. Astronomy, geography, you name it.
Stop changing the subject. I pretend to pinch his wrist in annoyance, yet quickly let go when I hear a faint but sharp inhale. I'm sorry, did it hurt?
It's fine.
Guilty, I avert my gaze. Raindrops continue to slide down the window pane in tiny rivulets, blurring the lights outside. Amidst the heavy rain, I swallow the words on the tip of my tongue. And in the somewhat dim room, he reaches out and gently holds my wrist. That's how we spend the afternoon on the brink of the apocalypse, gazing outside the window in comfortable silence as heavy rain darkens frosty daylight. I report to headquarters the following day, expecting to receive orders regarding our mission. Instead, all I get is a message from the film crew. Xavier is missing. He didn't show up on the set, and there was no sign of him at home either. All they found was Puffball happily bouncing on its little shrub. Since then, I've never received a wanderer alert on my watch again. Just like Xavier predicted, the dark clouds gradually disperse, and the heavy rain slowly become a gentle drizzle until it ceases completely. Breathtaking evening clouds replace them. Dusk falls accompanied by millions of glittering lights, creating a spectacular meteor shower. Long streaks reminiscent of contrails are etched across the sky. Meanwhile, the newest updates are being broadcast repeatedly on the massive screen in the heart of Azure Square. The previously rampant wanderers have disappeared overnight, leaving behind only some suspicious protocols. My colleagues retrieved them one after another. At the same time, the intense particle event gradually weakens as well. The doomsday panic, which overtook the city like an inflating balloon, shatters silently as if pierced by a pin. As sunlight once again climbs the treetops, Xavier nonchalantly reappears on the film set, flashing me his usual gentle smile. And talking to people, it was as if his 2-day disappearance was a fleeting illusion, but I'm certain something must have happened.
It is clear the so-called particle event was just a normal astronomical phenomenon and not a hazard of any sort.
However, it's obvious the recent hordes of wanderers appeared during this particle event. We can't say for sure that this is purely a coincidence or a natural occurrence.
Then if it's not natural, how do you explain its sudden appearance and disappearance?
Spotlights turns on, illuminating the busy tense scene on set. The crew members shuttle between abandoned buildings carrying props and setting up machines in preparation for the movie's climax. It's going to be the most exciting part of the entire film. Amid shocking explosion, Lumiere will take on hundreds of enemies on his own. He'll send the wanderers to a fiery grave. Everyone's rushing, so none of them seem to have noticed a corner filled with miscellaneous items. Xavier is resting against a few prop boxes, dim specks of light floating next to him. I squat down and poke him gently. Xavier, wake up! I called out to him again, twice even, but he's fast asleep. He doesn't react. This is already the 5th time he napped to recharge today, but judging from what I've seen, it's better to say that he fainted. He furrows his brow in discomfort and his head moves sideways. Xavier? Suddenly, I can no longer sense his presence or feel a pulse on his neck. Concerned, I quickly activate the watch on his wrist. After what feels like an eternity, a blue light finally illuminates the screen of the vital signs monitor, indicating that everything is fine. Phew, you almost scared me, huh? A hand suddenly grabs my arm. I lift my eyes to meet Xavier's tired gaze.
How come you're able to find me whenever I sneak out for a nap?
It's because your hide-and-seek skills are terrible. He chuckles and finds another comfortable spot to rest his head and is about to close his eyes again. You don't need to stay here and push yourself. Go home and rest.
I'm fine. I'm just really sleepy today.
Liar.
It's only human to feel tired at times.
He leans to the side and asks in a sincere tone,
It's really comfy here. Do you want to take a nap with me?
No, I don't. I grab his hand. You shouldn't sleep here at the very least. You'll get sick. I can bring you to the lounge. Suddenly, the sound of explosion rings out. A shockwave, carrying dust and debris, sweeps through, instantly engulfing everyone. Xavier reacts immediately by throwing himself over me and creating a huge light shield, blocking the incoming flames and dust.
Who triggered the explosion switch? We haven't started shooting yet!
It wasn't us, Director. There are still people in the factory. Who would even dare to touch the switch?
Is anyone still inside? Hurry and get them out! Where are the water cannons?
My ears are still buzzing as a troubling possibility flashes across my mind. Beep, right on cue, my watch loudly sounds the alarm and I hear the roars of wanderers from the flames. At that moment, Xavier vanishes and a beam of light with as much force as a rainbow piercing through sunshine cuts through the collapsed burning factory. In the blink of an eye, he leaps out of the raging fire, his horde still coated in metaflux that has yet to dissipate. But before I can breathe a sigh of relief, the neighboring area immediately lights up with a warning. Threat levels are at least A. I have to go.
Stay here. I'll be right back.
Xavier pushes down my shoulder and a strange red light around his neck is quickly concealed by his collar. No, Xavier, you... But his figure has already dissolved into firefly specks of light, fading into the evening breeze. The red light on Xavier's neck flickers wildly. He swings his weapon, sending out a light blade to kill the remaining struggling wanderer. Smoke created by the dissipated energy rises in all directions. He leans against the wall, trying to steady his wobbling form after the intense battle.
Abnormal vital signs have been detected. Excessive use of evil. Disengage from combat immediately and receive treatment.
Xavier turns off the annoying warning on his watch and lifts his gaze to the entrance of an alley, where several shadows are closing in on him.
Hello, Xavier. That is your name, correct?
The man who once appeared in the news approaches him with a smile. Dressed in a sleek suit, he toys with a detonator the size of a cufflink. Click, a beam of light pierces through the detonator, shattering it into several pieces.
There's no need to get all riled up, Mr. Xavier. We aren't your enemy. While you've caused some slight problems, I believe it's all just a misunderstanding. And since we happen to meet each other, would you be so kind as to accompany us for a walk? We can chat.
Even though his words are polite, a few menacing henchmen step out from behind him and surround Xavier.
I don't think refusing is even an option.
How so? If you're unwilling, we won't force you. But your current circumstances are far from ideal. It wouldn't be good to drag it out, right? Everyone?
The man nods to his henchmen, his expressions concerned and his tone icy.
Show Mr. Xavier a good time.
Yes, sir.
The shadowy figures at the alley's entrance spring into action upon hearing his command. They immediately block off the only exit. Xavier extinguishes the red light around his neck and swings his sword. Glowing firefly-like specks slowly surround him. Suddenly, a bright light pierces through the dark alley. Several figures are sent flying as a majestic 270 HM charges straight forward them. He reaches out to the light, and immediately a hand grabs his and pulls. Sit tight. The alleyway twists and turns in the darkness. I grip the handlebars tightly and step on the gas, trying to shake off our pursuers.
Take a left at the next intersection. There's a factory. Go through the back door.
I do as he says. When we zoom out of the factory, I hear the heavy crash of a steel gate falling. It blocks out the frantic shouts behind it.
Done.
He reaches out and highlights a spot on the map provided by AR and navigation.
Head to this location.
Xavier, who were those people? Why were they trying to start something with you?
How did you know I was here?
Answer my question first. He leans on my shoulder, letting out a sigh that could be interpreted as either resignation or exhaustion.
They're probably the people behind the recent Wanderer attacks.
I'm taken aback. So the metaflux explosion earlier? That was also their doing?
Yeah. Your turn.
I'm confused for a moment before I realize we're taking turns in answering questions. I put an invisible transmitter on you.
When?
Back in the lounge when I pinched you, I was pretending to be mad. I answered in my mind. That was your second question, by the way. On the day I brought Jeremiah the autograph photos, I received his call when I stepped out of the flower shop. I was extra vigilant thanks to his warning, but I didn't expect saving you so soon, Lo. In other words, I knew your location for the past 2 days. The strange metaflux surges in all those places the Wanderer attacks. You were the one who took care of it all, right? He tightens his grip on my arm.
You've gotten smarter.
A certain someone keeps disappearing without a word and holding little secrets. What am I supposed to do if not get smarter? Not to mention, you're clearly hiding a big secret. What's so funny? If I showed up any later, could you have dealt with those people on your own?
No. I owe you one.
If you really want to repay me, all you have to do is... That was fast, Xavier. Hold on tight. The needle on my holographic dashboard jumps all the way to the right. My motorcycle accelerates and we disappeared into a dark alley in the blink of an eye. Where are we?
No hunt zone number 42.
I know where we are. I was talking about that. Moonlight spills over the verdant meadow like a thin layer of mist. In the center of this place is a massive wreckage of some sort, stuck deep in the ground. It's covered in moss and vines. Tiny fireflies circle it like ethereal sprites who call it their home.
Careful.
2 balls of light float up from Xavier's hands, illuminating the somewhat steep path. The control panel is overtaken by plants. All sorts of wires are tangled up. The cabin has been split open. Inside this massive spaceship, which seems to have crashed a long time ago, the scent of rust and dust pervades. Amidst the metallic framework, the starry sky comes into view as if a brilliant curtain has been draped above our heads. I brush aside the leaves on the control panel. I try to decipher the complex numbers and symbols on it, but to no avail. It's a huge object from space. It doesn't seem like something that would exist in this world. But the fact that Xavier led me here must mean he knows something about this spaceship. A faint blue light flashes to the side, and Xavier lets go of a rusty knob. I secretly use my evil to do a quick check. The protofield around us has changed.
They won't be able to find us now.
I allow myself to relax a little as I examine the device Xavier activated. It's incredible some of the machinery in this abandoned spaceship still works. It's almost as amazing as a mummy in a pyramid coming back to life. This spaceship, is it yours?
I just know it's here.
A vague answer again. So you must have known it was here for a long time, huh? Xavier hesitates for a moment before finally responding with a vague What's that noise?
It's probably just a small nocturnal animal. Don't...
He stops talking, and after a moment, his tone abruptly takes a 180-degree turn.
Or it could be a wanderer. Any changes in a protofield can generate metaflux. Could you... go take a look?
Sure, but I didn't sense any metaflux fluctuation or notice any signs of wanderers. A bit of suspicion crosses my mind, but in the end, I nod. If you need me to check, fine, but you better not do anything reckless when I'm not looking. After carefully checking the surroundings a few times with my evil to ensure there's not even a trace of metaflux, I finally return to the spaceship. Xavier, it's safe here. You... Where are you? I don't see Xavier anywhere. After circling half the area, I finally find him in a chamber that resembles a sleeping pod. He's curled up, his eyes closed, brow furrowed. The position he's in doesn't seem comfortable, but his breaths are slow and deep. Xavier? He's already fast asleep. Something lands on the ground near the spaceship's cabin. I reach over and find 2 empty syringes. They look no different from regular syringes. The only thing odd about them is the long string of unfamiliar numbers and letters on the barrels. They show signs of recent use, maybe. I anxiously check Xavier's pulse, but apart from a faint red light under his collar, there's nothing weird. His heart rate is fine, and so is his body temperature. Just to be safe, I'll sync up with his vital signs monitor. As I operate the watch, a warning suddenly lights up under my finger.
Incoming mission. Incoming mission. Location, Azure Square. Wanderer threat level, indeterminable. Number, incalculable. Alpha Team, please head to the mission location immediately. Alpha Team, please head to the mission location immediately.
I immediately pulled up the map. The entire area near Azure Square is filled with a dense array of warnings. Those people are probably the cause of all this. Xavier is still fast asleep. I glance at the alert on my wrist again. I send a quick message to Jeremiah before heading to Azure Square. However, when I arrive at Azure Square, the severity of the situation surpasses my expectation. The area has fallen into ruin, hordes of berserk wanderers attacking everything around them. Chaotic metaflux spreads like wildfire, almost distorting space itself. It's followed by loud explosions that send flames flying. All hunters are fighting wanderers. More and more of my colleagues are arriving on the scene. Yet after a prolonged, grueling battle, the number of wanderers show no signs of decreasing. As soon as a group is eliminated, another one emerges. It's as if those wanderers are immortal. Hunters around me fall one by one, and I grow weaker as well with the number of times I've used my evil. My vision blurs, my ears ring, my heart pounds uncontrollably. Pains flare like wild flames, scorching every part of my body. That's... Beyond the flames, I see a familiar figure collapse in the distance. I try to shove my way through the crowd, desperate to confirm their identity, but a massive wanderer appears before me. After defeating it, I struggle to open my eyes, but I can barely see anything through my blurred vision. I'm definitely bleeding, but I can't feel anything but the intense pain in my heart.
Alright?
Captain,
It's likely a metaflux explosion will occur at your location. Retreat. You can't keep fighting.
with my watch guidance, I can barely discern the way I'm supposed to go, yet just as I'm about to move. There are still people trapped in Azul Square. I grit my teeth and focus, heading to the source of the prize. Through layers and layers of smoke and dust, I can see an arm waving desperately from a collapsed cafe at the edge of Azul Square. Coordinates 5567, trapped civilians spotted, calling for backup. Danger strikes before my backup could even arrive. The watch reacts faster than I do. Alerts pop up in quick succession on its interface. 3 wanderers. Threat at level S. I reach for my belt, silently counting the remaining bullets and usable equipment. I should be able to buy some time, maybe even take one down with a bit of luck. As I step on the broken cafe sign again, the shadow of an enormous wanderer looms over me. Even the last sliver of moonlight is blocked out as I'm plunged into endless, mind-numbing darkness. The rust-red rain in my memories floods my mind. The blood, the rubble, the screams, and the cries. I'm suddenly engulfed by all of it. It's difficult to raise my head as terrifying despair threatens to swallow me once more. No! I have to keep going! The piercing sound of electricity stabs my ears. A numbing pain flashes through my hand that's clutching my gun. Chaos consumes me. With great difficulty, I load and fire several shots. I can only rely on my instincts. But the darkness doesn't recede. My nightmare from 14 years ago opens its bloody, gaping maw before me. I fall to the ground, something crashes down. The Wanderer and I will be crushed. Dazzling light suddenly surges before my eyes, sending out a shockwave. The Wanderer has no place to hide. It dissipates into dust with a shrill screech. Another brilliant beam of light cleaves the night like an arrow piercing through inky shadows. In an instant, golden light pours down like a torrential rain, washing the darkness away. I struggle to lift my gaze. A beam of light flashes past the current of glowing specks, charging toward me like a meteor. Space and time itself distort in the radiance, sharp, relentless, yet exuding serenity. The vague scene in my dust-covered memory flashes, abruptly clear and vivid. What was that?
There he is! Wow, that's him! Oh my goodness!
Blood and dirt scatter in the night breeze. Dazed, I look up. Parted clouds have revealed the moon. Someone's arms embrace me, their warmth familiar for some reason. He wipes the blood off my face. Through my blurry vision, all I can see is a warm gaze, profound as a lake, yet staring with ripples of urgency. You... I'm sweat off my feet as he carries me into the air. In my exhaustion, my vision starts to blur again. I can no longer discern my surroundings. The pain seems to have disappeared. All I can sense is my pounding heart.
Close your eyes if you're tired.
The long sword materializes in the air, creating countless rays of light reminiscent of crescent moons that land in the center of Azure Square. They form a circle. Brighter and gentler than the moon in the sky, it's like a tranquil light emitting a glowing brilliance as it envelopes every bit of scorched earth. The wonders that are still running rampant, their unrestrained metaflux, the impending explosions all quiet down. The moon that rose amidst the ruins and chaos 14 years ago has reappeared before my very eyes. Lumiere. I'm hit by a delayed instance of pain. My consciousness returns briefly, and the face before me finally comes into focus. Xavier? Many words are stuck in my throat. The pain stifles them, rendering me unable to speak.
Sleep. Don't force yourself to stay awake.
Something covers my eyes, my eyelids grow heavy, and I'm plunged into a world of dreams, endlessly sweet in its comforting darkness.
Over here!
I wake up from the surging pain. I open my eyes to see the waning full moon in the night sky.
Ma'am? Are you alright?
Does it hurt?
It's alright. Come here, I will help you. I'm an officer.
I turn my head to see Xavier carefully bandage my injured hand.
I did some first aid. The roads are still a mess right now. I'll take you to the hospital later for a thorough medical examination.
I compose myself and look down from the side of the rooftop. Over half of Azure Square has been reduced to rubble. Rescue workers dart between the broken walls and ruins, and journalists race against time to report the news.
Don't worry, the people trapped in the cafe are safe. There aren't any other casualties. You're the only one who's severely injured.
I look back at the person in front of me. The contours of his face are etched in my heart, but now that I'm seeing them again, they're shrouded in unfamiliar shadows. Why are you here?
Who else were you expecting to see?
He tries to deflect my question as he continues to treat my wounds, his eyes lowered. But how did you get here? Are you okay now?
I slept well, so I'm fully recovered.
How? You practically shut down in the no-hunt zone.
You're the one who needs to be cared for right now.
He pushes down my shoulder and I have no choice but to obediently sit. The situation was urgent. I had to.
I only know that if I had been even a second later, I would have lost you. Forever.
Though his tone is flat, he tightly squeezes my hand. No, that's impossible. Don't underestimate me. I've always been lucky. 14 years ago, Lumiere saved my life, and this time, I look into his eyes. Lumiere saved me again. I must be the luckiest person alive. The moonlight envelops us in its soft embrace. His expression is calm and gentle, yet I sense this indescribable emotions below the surface. Is he relieved, concerned, resigned even? I can't put my finger on it.
You might just feel lucky.
Xavier speaks softly, reaching out to wipe the dirt off my face.
But for me, it's a wonderful blessing.
According to the survivors who were rescued, a figure resembling Lumiere appeared just as the explosion was about to go off. There are also reports suggesting the mysterious individual who quelled the metaflux fluctuations around the city a few days ago might very well be Lumiere. After many years, Lumiere has returned and saved Lincoln City once again.
I bet news of Lumiere's return will be what everyone's talking about in the morning. I prop my chin on my hand and look at Xavier with a teasing smile. He seems lost in thought for a moment, then suddenly picks me up.
We should hurry.
Why?
We need to get to the hospital. Otherwise, everyone will be rushing over after dawn to catch a glimpse of Lumiere. You might get dizzy. Hold on tight.
Before I can react, the world around me starts spinning again. After that night, Xavier disappeared for another 2 days. I didn't know what he was doing, but when I was discharged from the hospital, he was already there waiting for me in my ward. Since then, I have been confined to my home to recuperate. Meanwhile, Xavier stayed with me, devoting himself to being my caregiver and ignoring the rumors regarding Lumiere that swirled outside in the skies. And because of Xavier's overzealous dedication, my days spent recovering at home are dull. It's just a cycle of eating and sleeping.
Half an avocado, half a dragon fruit, a few stalks of celery, half a bitter melon.
Just as this bizarre combination is about to enter the blender, I hold my phone in front of Xavier in a desperate attempt to distract him. Xavier, look! Twinkle Toys has some new Lumiere merch. We should check it out.
Again?
Of course, Lumiere is all the rage right now. Are you sure you don't want to take a look?
I'm not that interested.
His harsh words are accompanied by the ruthless sound of him starting up the blender. Should we go somewhere else? I feel like I'm getting moldy with how long I've been cooped up at home.
You have a checkup at the hospital tomorrow. We can get some sun on the way.
But I'm fed up with your hospital meals and healthy juices. I want to eat something else. Xavier nods, and shortly after, his phone receives a notification and beeps.
Your order is on its way. 1 family-sized barbecue platter.
My eyes light up instantly.
And 1 healing porridge combo meal. It will arrive in approximately 10 minutes.
I've had enough of hospital meals. Listless, I slump onto the couch. I already watched 3 TV dramas and 8 movies, but my injuries still haven't healed.
How about we play a video game? What level were we on? 11?
No thanks, playing games with you isn't fun. Confused, Xavier blinks a few times.
I wasn't trying to steal your kills. I don't know why the monsters kept crashing into me either.
You're always the one who dominates everything while I just watch, both in video games and real life. It's not fun.
In real life?
Yeah, you're either achieving great things or hiding in a cool secret base. And it's a secret base filled with a bunch of weird gadgets, syringes, and sleeping buds. I started counting with my fingers while Xavier awkwardly looks away.
Our food's here. I'll get it.
Alright. I'll visit Philo later to investigate.
It's a large box. What's inside?
I'm still thinking about how to get more information out of him when I see the package he brought in. My eyes light up as I grabbed it. I can't believe they're already here.
When did you order this?
Since you're not comfortable with me going out, I had to take things into my own hands. Ding ding ding, look Lumiere, merchandise. After excitedly dragging him over, I hold up 2 Lumiere dolls. You can play dress up with this one, and this has movable joints. Aren't they the cutest? I stuff the Lumieres into the hands of the real Lumiere. 3 pairs of large blue eyes stare at one another, speechless.
What are the dolls for?
I think they'll be useful. I can bring them on trip, eat together with them, and even put them next to my pillow when I sleep.
You can just do all of that with me.
The Lumiere dolls are haphazardly tossed away, landing by caution.
What are these for? Lumiere o'clock will brighten every minute and every second of your day. With the Dream Shimmer Nightlight, Lumiere's soft glow can accompany you as you sleep. Lumiere-style hand warmers. Hold them in your hand and feel their warmth. Are you going to make your house a Lumiere museum?
That's a great idea, a Lumiere-themed home. I'll get to see him whenever I open my eyes. That'll be fun.
I see.
Pretending not to notice Xavier's slight displeasure, I cheerfully pull out the final surprise from the bottom of the box. Don't worry, I didn't forget to buy something for you. Ta-da! It's the same outfit Lumiere wore in the movie. I was lucky to grab the last one before it was out of stock. It's for you. Take it. Why don't you try it on to see if it fits? We could even reminisce a little. Worry, Xavier takes a step back.
It's okay. I'm not in the mood to reminisce.
But I really want to see you wear it. Pretending to be disappointed, I pout. From the moment I ordered this, it's been the only thing I've been looking forward to as I recovered during those long days.
You said that about the sesame pistachio ice cream, and when you wanted to play with the sparklers on the balcony.
Since when did you become so cruel, Xavier? Dramatically, I collapse onto the couch and bury my face in my hands.
Give me a second.
Yay! Once again, wearing the Lumiere outfit, Xavier seems rather uninterested. It's as if he's ready to take it off after a few minutes.
Is this good enough? It fits. Can I change back into my normal clothes now?
Nope. I walk around him taking photos, adjusting the collar, smoothing out the creases. It's as if I'm a child who's found a new toy. Xavier, unaccustomed to my sudden enthusiasm, tenses whenever I touch him.
Weren't you rolling around on the couch seconds ago? Where did all this energy come from?
Who wouldn't be excited to see Lumiere standing right in front of them?
Not me. Maybe a lot of people, like you, have unrealistic fantasies about Lumiere.
Impossible, you have no idea how amazing Lumiere is.
Indeed, I don't.
I purposely let out a long sigh. You're such a dummy. Allow me to show you Lumiere's true charm.
You don't need to.
Imagine that. During a crisis, a handsome knight, chivalrous and gentle, descends from the sky under the moonlight. Bang! He takes out all the enemies just like that. Wouldn't you feel safe with your heart fluttering?
I don't think my heart fluttered at all.
Someone's trying to avoid the elephant in the room.
And someone is pushing their luck. You like Lumiere that much? Who do you like more? Me or Lumiere?
Your questions doesn't make any sense. Aren't you and Lumiere the same person?
But you don't see them as such. While Lumiere is handsome and gentle, I'm apparently harsh and cruel. And when you see Lumiere, you appear to be a lot happier. So, what's your answer?
Xavier, are you jealous?
I'm not.
You are. You get upset when I praise Lumiere. What an idiot.
If you dislike someone, then you'd think they're an idiot no matter what they do.
True. But dummies who get jealous and sulk, those are my favorite.
That should be our dinner.
Or more merchandise.
How much did you buy?
Move. We can't keep the delivery guy waiting.
Nope. I won't let you go until I hear the answer I want.